What is up, Interceptor Squad? Welcome back to another video. As you guys can see, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things I like about my Ford Taurus, or the correct term for this car, the Ford Police Interceptor Sedan, but I obviously call it the Taurus, so you know, my Taurus Interceptor. But yeah, anyway, I'm also going to have a follow-up video talking about the 5 things I dislike about it. I did the same video with my Crown Vic a while back, and I decided to, since I had my Taurus for a couple months now, do 5 things I like and dislike about it. On my last video, you guys kind of were half and half on the idea of me transferring my Taurus into a zombie outbreak response vehicle. Some of you guys said it would be cool, some of you guys said it would be cool only for like Halloween or something, so it was kind of like half and half. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do it, but one thing's for certain, I definitely want to do some sort of upgrade to the Taurus, maybe an exhaust, just something different, something unique. Obviously the push bar is still happening, but you know, that's not the cheapest thing in the world, so a lot of you guys have been asking me when you're going to get the push bar, when you're going to get the push bar. It takes time, guys. Alright guys, so to kick the video off, first thing I really like, the overall look and aggressiveness of the Taurus. And this is one of the main reasons why I got this one over the Explorer or the Chargers or anything like that. I just love how the body is like wider, it's just so aggressive. You got these slanted down mean headlights, the big grille. It's just, for me personally, it just looks so badass. I love the steelies on it. I love how they're just so much more beefy, I guess, if you will. A lot more modern looking than the Crown Vics. Then of course you got the dual spotlights that just ties it all together. For me, it just has a lot more sportier, aggressive look. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like the look of the Crown Vic and I don't think it's aggressive, but I do think the Taurus has a slight edge of looking more aggressive over the Crown Vic. So that's the first point I really like. What I really love about my Ford Taurus is just the overall look of it. I absolutely love it. Some people will disagree, but for me, I mean, it's all that really matters because it's my car, and I personally love the look of it. Okay guys, the second thing I really like about my Taurus is the overall modern design, inside and out. Coming from a Crown Vic, this is a big upgrade modern-wise. Just overall, the whole interior, everything from the seats, from the back seats, from the whole centerpiece, everything is just, it feels so much more modern to drive this car versus the Crown Vic. Obviously, they stopped making the Crown Vic in 2011. This is 2014, so obviously there's a big gap there, but that's something I really, really like about this car, is just the feeling of being in a modern car. Also, a lot of the cars today are a lot more compact. The Crown Vic was a big car. It was a big, bad V8 monstrous of a vehicle. And then, you know, you hear this compact V6. But this car does pack a punch. I'll talk about it in the next point. But there's also a lot of room. Honestly, I thought when I took this car for a test drive, or just my common conception of this car was it was going to be very tight and squishy in here and not very much room. But as you guys can see, I have a laptop mount, a phone mount, and it's actually still very roomy in here. I have a lot of room. Obviously, you know, I'm not really that big. I'm kind of a skinny kid, but there's a lot of room in here, you know, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, I guess that can tie into the modern fact, I guess. Even though it's compact, it's still got a lot of room. The third thing I really like kind of ties into the modern aspect, or the second point. But anyway, it's the features that this car has. And like I said, again, I'm coming from a Crown Vic, and before that, I had a Mercury Grand Marquis. So everything was very basic. There was basic functions in the Crown Vic. You know, you didn't have this whole fancy cluster gauge over here. You know, I like the features, how you have the digital speedometer, you have the actual speedometer there. You can do trips, up to 2 trips, I believe. You can see your average miles per gallon. You guys can see mine's 19.6 and 3,000 miles. You also got your fuel economy. You can see how much fuel you have left till E, which I think is really cool. Your instant fuel economy, obviously it's at 0 because the car is in park. My average fuel, yeah, not too good because I like to gun it a lot. I have a heavy foot, but never mind that. You got your information, tells you the engine hours, the idle hours, all that good stuff. And then you obviously got settings, display, driver assist, convenience, all that cool stuff. So that's one thing I really like about this car, because obviously the Crown Vic didn't have that, and you can control everything right here. And then on this side obviously controls the whole actual radio, and you can see here you got the radio, the CD, Sirius radio, phone, clock, all that good stuff. So a lot more features than the Crown Vic. I know a lot of cars today have this stuff standard, but to me it's something I really like, because my Crown Vic didn't have that. It was so basic, so having this is just really cool. The fourth thing I really like about my Taurus is the overall performance of it. I mean, I always thought if it's a V6, it's slow, and I believe this, my model's a 3.5 liter V6, but it screws. It definitely has power, and you can definitely feel it. Like I said again, especially coming from a Crown Vic, the acceleration, the speed, it outperforms the Crown Vic any day. I love the Crown Vic, but performance-wise, this blows it out of the water. Now, there is one thing that the Crown Vic, I guess, has a little edge over, and that's the sound, that iconic V8 sound. I mean, this does sound good, but it's not like with the Crown Vic where you could just barely tap on the gas and you would hear the engine come to life. This one, you kind of have to step on the pedal a little bit to really hear the engine go. Like right now, I step on the pedal a little bit. I mean, you really can't hear it until you really go, but so the throttle response, the speed, the acceleration, everything is just, I love the performance of this car. I love the sound of it. Like I said again, it doesn't sound as good as the Crown Vic, but it does sound pretty damn good for a V6. And like I said again, this car screws. You might not think it, a Ford Taurus, but trust me when I tell you, if you're coming from a Crown Vic and you think about upgrading, like instantly you'll notice a power difference. And the fifth final thing that I love about this car, and I said it with my Crown Vic, is the effect that this car gives off. It's just awesome to see how people react when you're driving this car, you know, on the road. Now for me, I've probably gotten a lot more funnier reactions in my Taurus than I did with my Crown Vic, maybe mainly because it's more of a newer car. It's a 2014, so obviously a lot more, you know, departments and stuff have these cars, so you know, a lot more people are seeing, you know, these around as opposed to the Crown Vics, which are slowly phasing out. You know, you barely see them on the road anymore, at least, you know, around my area. So yeah, I'm gonna roll some clips of people just reacting to me just everyday driving. I've also had some people captured on my dash cam when I'm out playing soccer or doing something. My dash cam's rolling. I've had people come up to my car and just, you know, look at it, stare, point, laugh, and just check my car out. So I'm gonna roll those clips now, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy.